Hello, my name is Sue Lewis and I'm going to take you through this presentation, which is Y11, and it's going to show you all the different post 16 options. You probably know quite a bit, but we'll talk about them a little bit more, and then you'll have some time to explore the ones you're interested in using the Career Pilot website, which you might use before in other year groups. So research shows that whether you're young or old, it's really important to have the skills to manage your own career. And these are the 6 things that have been identified for all of us to have so we can take our careers forward. And today we're going to focus a little bit on 4 of these. So there's one called Grow Throughout Life. So as part of this, it's important to know the pathways that are available to you and which ones, to start thinking about which ones you might be interested in. Exploring possibilities. Today we're going to look at different jobs and roles, and that will help you think about which ones you might like. Managing careers, it's important to have plans about how you're going to progress in the future and be thinking about that pathway and whether it's going to get you to where you want to go. Seeing the big picture is sort of keeping your eye on what's happening in the labour market. Are there jobs in this particular sector, or is that changing a bit? So it's just having a bigger picture than just what's happening today. It's looking at what's happening in the marketplace. So what we're going to do to start with is the great news is you've won the lottery. And the prize that you've won, year 11, is, let's forget about COVID. There's no COVID. It's a holiday to one of these places. So it could be this year, it might be next year. So the choices are going to be, you can go to Barbados, Australia, South Africa, Belgium, or stay in England. So have a think about which one you will choose. Which prize would you like? But hold on a minute. I've just found out a few more details. Barbados, you're going to be packing bananas. Australia, you're going to be sheep shearing. South Africa, picking grapes. Belgium, testing chocolate. England, you've got Glastonbury tickets. So now you know a little bit more about the jobs. Which place do you want to go to now? Have you changed your mind? So this little activity is just to make the point that it's really important to explore all the options and get the detail before you make a decision. And it's just the same when you're making a career decision. These things might change your life, so it's really important to get the detail and make an informed decision. So this little video will kind of explain why careers is so important and what you can be doing to help take yours forward.
Imagine your life in 10 years' time. Are you being driven to work in your electric car? Eating meatless burgers for lunch with robots cleaning your home? Technology is changing jobs. In 10 years, there'll be lots of new jobs, while others will change or simply disappear. You're likely to be in work for 50 years and have at least 10 different jobs by the time you're 42. Seem like a long way off? A happy future starts with some of the decisions you take in the next few years. So to get ready for careers, what should you be doing now? Firstly, know yourself. You are unique. You have likes, dislikes, strengths, qualities, and things you value that are important to you. These things can help you identify a future career. You have skills too, from school, hobbies, work, or volunteering. Imagine you are learning something new, like photography or rock climbing. You will use a range of different skills. Many of these are transferable, skills that you can take from one job to another. Employers love these. The second thing you can do is do stuff. Trying out new stuff makes you feel good about yourself and builds transferable skills. For example, you may or may not pass your driving test first time. It doesn't matter. Learning new things develops transferable skills and increases your ability to bounce back and keep trying. That's called resilience. Skills can lead to part-time jobs, useful cash, and jobs in the future. You can also talk about these skills on job applications and in interviews. So you know what you like and you're good at. You're trying new things and building skills and experiences. What else can you do? The third thing you can do is to make sure you know all your options. Do you know what qualification and grades you need? Will the course or training help you on your journey? which option would be best for you. And if your plan A looks watertight, always have a plan B and even a plan C just in case. The fourth thing is to make sure you use your supporters. Teachers, family, friends and coaches know you well. They'll help you identify your strengths, skills and interests and help you on your way. If you can, grab a chance to talk to a careers advisor. You'll get individual help with your plan. They're professionally trained and have loads of up-to-date information. They'll listen to you, inspire you and help you create a plan for the future. And there's Career Pilot too. A free website with all the careers information in one place, showing you all your options, including information on jobs, courses and lots more. Use the career tools to find out more about you and save all of this in one place to share with your supporters. So to get ready for careers, what should you be doing now? Know yourself. Do stuff and develop your skills. Make sure you know all your options. Use your supporters. Your future starts now. Get ready.
Great, so hopefully you enjoyed looking at that video, which we developed with some Year 12 students. So I'm going to run you through now the 4 things I mentioned in the video and just show you where you can actually find information to help you do that thing in Career Pilot. So knowing yourself, that we've got a whole section called Start With You, and we're going to be looking at some of these activities today. And these activities will help you find out more about yourself, and that can help you think about the jobs that might suit you in the future. So there's quizzes to get you started. We've got job sector quiz, I'll show you in a minute. Start with a subject. We could take a subject you like and see where that might go. Or you can start with something that's really important to you, your values, something that drives you, that you have a passion about. And then you'll do the skills map, the skills profile. So let me show you how these things work. Number 1, you could do a quiz to get started. The job sector quiz, you might have done it before. If you have, then you can go straight to the results. If you go into My Job Sectors in the career tools, you'll see your results from the previous time of doing it. You can either do it again, or you can actually start to explore some of these sectors that are already been suggested to you, if they feel right for you, and then start looking at the jobs that are mentioned in those sectors. Then you can start with a subject. So in terms of choosing your post-16 options, it's quite good to have a thought about what you like already. So you can identify a subject that you already enjoy, like computing, or for example, or biology, and then you'll get ideas of jobs that would lead on to degree courses, examples of apprenticeships or college courses too. It'll just give you an idea of where a particular subject you like could take you in the future. Or you could start with something that's really important to you, like your values. So if you're really fired up about one of these things, like I want to promote a fair and equal society, I want to be creative in my working life, I want a job where I can provide an important service to people. So if you click on one of those, I want to be creative in my working life, then it'll give you an idea of jobs where you'll be able to do that, but also give you some information about how you can develop those skills further or how you can use them in a working situation. You can also then do the skills map. You might have done this before. If you've done the quiz before, then you go straight to your results page, your skills profile, which I'll show you in a minute. If you haven't done the quiz, then it's going to ask you about what you've done in your life or your learning. Tick as many as you've done, and for everyone, it's going to show you what skills that activity has given you. If you've done this before, you can go straight to your skills profile, and that'll show you the results from the last time you did the but also show you any examples you've already added yourself. So for example, this student has got 6 examples of their speaking skills. 4 came from doing the quiz, and 2 came from activities they added themselves. So to add an activity, you just go here. You can put anything. I've been babysitting, or been doing a part-time job, or I'm in a team, or like knitting, whatever you want to put in. Then it'll ask you what skills that activity's given you, and then they'll all be added in here alongside the examples that came from the quiz. So you can either do the quiz, or you can add your own examples. Try to add at least 2 things, 2 activities you've done, and identify the skills they give you. One other thing you can do from here is compare your skills with the skills needed in a particular job. So you could type in the name of a job, plumber, doctor, vet, whatever it might be, and then you can see what skills that job needs and see yours, and think about more activities you could be doing then to evidence the skills you need for that particular job. So number 2 in the video was do stuff. So obviously number 1 focus this year is on GCSEs or BTECs, but there might be other things you're doing too, and I know a lot of those might be virtual at the moment, or you might be doing some other online activities. So do keep those going, because they are the things that show the difference between you and other people. Number 3 was know all your options, and that's what really we're going to focus on today. So in terms of choosing your post-16 options, you might know quite a bit about it anyway, but some of the things to think about is, what grades you like to get at GCSEs. That'll make a difference about what you could do next, especially for English and maths. Having a grade 4 and above will make a difference, so if you can get that, that'd be great, but don't worry if you can't, because there'll be opportunities to keep going and try that again. Also think about, how do you learn? Is it by doing things or by studying? Because that can help you make a decision too. Some people start with what they want to do in the future because they've already got a job in mind or a course, and then they kind of work back and see what they need to do next. But you don't need to do it like that. You could do it the other way around, where you could start with a subject you like and stick with that subject right up to degree level if you want to, and then look at a job. So there's different ways of getting there, really. And there's lots of different ways of getting to the same future job sometimes. If you want to be a dentist, you have to do a degree. But if you want to be a nurse, you can do that through a degree or an apprenticeship. So sometimes there's a range of different choices. So these are the pathways you can choose from. There's the academic pathway, the vocational, which is doing something related to a job area like health and social care or business, or work-based, where you're actually in a workplace being trained. Now, in this country, we have different levels of qualifications. They start with level 1 and actually go up right to level 8. And where you'll be is about here. You'll be doing your GCSEs. So if you get grades 4 to 9, you'll get a level 2. If they're grades 1 to 3, you'll get a level 1. And then you'll have different choices. So if you come from level 1 to 2, then you could do a vocational qualification, or you could do an intermediate apprenticeship. But if you're moving from 2 to 3, then you could do an A-level, you could do a vocational qualification level 3, or an advanced apprenticeship. And then the next level up is the beginning of degree year. You can see there's other things that are the same. There's academically, you could do a degree, and that's the first year. But in a college, you could be doing a higher national certificate or foundation degree, same level, or you could be doing the first year of a higher apprenticeship. Level 5 is the second year of a degree, and you can see there's other qualifications alongside that. And level 6 is where you can get a degree. And you can do that through all the different pathways. It's not just through the academic pathway. And you can move between the pathways too. So this is kind of what you decide in a moment. Are you moving from level 1 to 2 or 2 to 3? And then you can see the different options. So just to show you how people can get to a job in a different way, Lucy is a nurse and Leon is also a nurse, but the way they got there was quite different. So Lucy got GCSEs at level 2, and then she did a BTEC in health and social care at level 3. So she did that in a local college. She could have done it in school, but she did it in a college. She then decided to go to a university and do a 3-year degree in nursing, and now she has her nursing degree. Now, Leon did slightly differently. He did his A-levels, did biology, English and history, and at the end of that, he decided to go an apprenticeship through a local hospital, and through the apprenticeship pathway, he eventually became a nurse. So you could do things in different ways. The apprenticeship pathway might have taken a year longer, maybe a year or 2 longer, but they both got to be nurses. So just bear in mind there's different ways to get to the end result. So let's look at the different options. So remember we talked about vocational. These are courses that relate to a job area like health and social care, business, for example. So colleges offer lots of these, and some schools offer them as well. There'll be a bigger choice in colleges, but in the schools, often you can do them alongside A-levels. Just bear in mind that some colleges do offer A-levels, but some don't. So do check that out. All colleges will offer GCSE, resits in maths and English, and all sixth forms as well. So if you didn't get it the first time, you can have another try in the sixth form or through a college. If you are going to a college, many level 3 vocational courses, whether that's in a school or college, require 4 GCSEs at level 4 plus. But colleges offer loads of different courses at lots of different levels. So you could go to a college and do a level 1, animal care management, and then move on to level 2. So there's often, you can see there from plumbing, you can start at level 1, go to level 2 and go to level 3. So there's lots of different routes, often through the college environment, some through schools as well. So just check out what's on offer. There's a new thing called T-levels. These are offered at local colleges, and they came in 2020. And this is going to train you to do a specific job role. But the way they'll do that is 80% of your time be in the classroom in a college environment, and then 20% will be in the workplace doing a placement, like work experience. Now, one T-level is equivalent to 3 A-levels. You can see they're quite intensive, and they will be training you to do a specific job. So here's a bit of an idea of some of the things that T-levels are offered in: building, services, engineering, for construction, and you can see below that the different job roles that they could train you for. So they're on offer at the college, so you might want to check out T-levels. There's that learning about a job, but actually doing it in a sort of bit of a hands-on way, but mainly in a classroom with some work experience. Then A-levels, which is probably what you know most about, offered at most schools, some colleges. They often expect you to have at least a grade 6 in the A-level subject you want to study. Some students will do 4 subjects, while others will do 3. It can be a chance to do a subject you didn't get offered to do at GCSEs, like psychology, law, criminology, international relations. So it can be a great opportunity to try a new subject. After A-levels, you could go on to higher education in a college or a university, or you could start an advanced or higher apprenticeship as well. And then apprenticeships, so this is where you're working and learning a particular job. You will get paid for about 36 hours. You get £153.55. Sometimes the employers top that up a bit, so you get a bit more. You're going to learn by actually doing that job, so it's important you know that's the job you want to do. And just like a job, you do have to find the vacancy. So you have to see whether there's one available, and then you apply for it, like applying for a job, and then they're going to train you up to do that job. So the different levels, just to explain, if you do an intermediate apprenticeship, you'll get a level 2. That'll take about 12 to 18 months. And if you do an advanced, that'll give you a level 3 qualification. And that could take 18 to 24 months. They all vary quite a bit. So those are the things that you'll be thinking of after year 11. If you're thinking about apprenticeships, am I going to do intermediate? Am I going to do advanced? And then you look for those opportunities. So if you want to find out more about any of these, when you look at Career Pilot in a minute, you can look at Your Choices 16. It'll have the pathways, and there'll be lots of detail that you can explore further. So Career Pilot has got all the information in one place to help you make all these decisions. One thing that you'll be able to do when you use the Career Tools part is build your report, and then you could share it with your family or teachers. But you can't do that unless you're registered on the site, which you might have done before. And if you have, then you just sign in, and then you can be building your report as you use the site. If you registered before, just sign in. Even if you've forgotten your password, you can do forgotten password. Try not to create another account, otherwise you'll have 2 and it'll get a bit confusing. So register if you've never done that before, otherwise just sign in. Just remember when you're using the site, what we call tagging, which is if there's a plus sign in the top right hand corner of the page, which there is on most pages, then if you like that thing, like a job or a qualification, add it, and that'll appear then in your career tools. This is a job, so it's under my job sectors. Then you get back to all these things later. You can also look at the qualifications. This is the qualification ladder, and you can put on here what you're interested in. So you might have done this before again, so you could say what you're doing currently and what you're thinking of doing in the future. And it might have changed from last time you did it if you have done this before. Once you've added things in, if you go to my qualifications, then you can actually put in your subjects and your predicted grades. And you might have done this before, so you could just update them because they might have changed. Then when you're in year 12, you can go back in and make them actual grades. So now it's about you. So these are the things we'd like you to do today. The quiz to get started will be the job sector quiz, or just look at your results from last time. Start with the subject, see where it might lead. Start with a value if there's something that really fires you up. And do the skills profile or add your own activities to your skills profile. Don't forget to sign in or register if you've not done that before. Then we also want you to explore your options. Look at the choices 16, talked about them a little bit here, but there's a lot more information. And then again, look at jobs and see what jobs you might want to do. And often they say about what qualifications you need in order to do them. You're going to be going to careerpalette.org.uk. Teachers, if you're running this video lesson, you've got about 25 minutes for the students to do this activity. And if you can get them back for the last 5 to 10 minutes to do a wrap up. So you might want to pause this video now and the students can get on with these activities and bring them back in 25 minutes. Great, so hopefully you had a chance to explore and do the activities we set for you. So what we want to do now is just get a quick idea of which things you're thinking about. And don't worry, you can change things later. But what pathways at 16 are you thinking about? Can you put your hands up if you're thinking about the academic pathway? You might be thinking about more than one. The academic pathway, the vocational pathway, or the work-based pathway. Okay, so you've got probably a range in your room that want to do these particular activities. So in terms of the video, if we go back to that, number 4 in the video was used as supporters. So don't forget, there's lots of people to help you with these decisions. Your parents, your teachers, your careers advisors in school, and Career Palette is there for you to get back to as well. One other thing you could do on Career Palette is start making action points of the things you're going to do to manage your career. So if you go to plan your next steps, there's a little action planner. So it's always good to have at least 1 or 2 little things that you're going to do to take forward your career. If you want to look at your report, you could do that in 2 ways, through the dashboard, which is a quick summary, or you can view the full report. And if you've done all the Career Tools activities, there's quite a lot here. You can share them with your family or your teachers, and that report will move up every year. So just to remind you, for the 6 things that young and old people need to do to manage their careers, we did a little bit on 4 of them today. Hopefully you know more about your pathways, you've looked at your job roles and thought whether there's anything interesting to you. You're starting to make a plan about the pathway you're choosing for the future, and maybe you saw some of the information about whether jobs are going to grow or decline, so you're getting ideas of the big picture in terms of what's happening in the careers world. So good luck with all your future plans. Don't forget the 4 things we identified through the video you can be doing right now to start thinking about your career and plan the next step at the end of year 11. And don't forget, careerpal.org.uk is there for you to use right up until year 21. You'll have an account, and you can take it into the college if you move to a college at the end of year 11 as well. So good luck with all your future plans, and thank you so much for listening.